This is a Newswatch 16 special report.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for this special report. I'm Lisa Washington. Air Force One touching down at the Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport a short time ago. The president is traveling to Scranton this morning to attend the funeral of his childhood friend Thomas Bell. Newswatch 16's Valeria Quinones is waiting for the president to step off Air Force One. She is live for us now at the Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport near Avoca. Valeria, good morning. And while we wait for Valeria, again, you can see this is a live look from the airport. Air Force One just touched on a few moments ago. As we mentioned, the president is coming here not for a campaign visit or a rally. He is here for the funeral of his friend Thomas Bell. The president released a statement a while back. Thomas Bell died on Wednesday, September 18th. We know.
Good morning, Lisa. That's right. We're here at the Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport, where President Biden has just arrived. We don't see him yet. Of course, they're still wheeling in the stairs to get him off of the plane. Of course, I'm sure they have to do a quick clear before they get him off. They are getting other people off the plane, it looks like, before, of course, President Biden does step off of the plane. Now, this is the second time in the last few months that the president is in the Electric City. He was just here this past April for his campaign. Now, today, a source tells us the president is actually in Scranton for the funeral of a close childhood friend, Thomas Bell, or as President Biden calls him in a statement, Tommy Bell. In a statement released this past Saturday by Biden, he says Scranton is a place that climbs into your heart. Now we see the president can be getting off the plane at any moment now. They're getting everything set up for his arrival today. Now, again, the arrival is for a funeral. We should see him step out of the plane in a few moments.
And of course, Valeria will also be looking to see
anything.
Who might
and
be.
Again, in the statement, the president goes on to say that he released this past weekend. Green Ridge was his childhood home here in Scranton. Of course, his family frequently visited friends, and of course, he includes Thomas Bell as one of those close friends that his family visited while he was growing up. And of course, he is here, like I said, to attend the funeral. President Biden is set to be there at 11 a.m. today at the funeral at St. Paul's Church in Scranton. Of course, we should see the president step out at any moment. They're setting everything up for his arrival.
Right, Valeria.
As you can see, everybody from the plane should be out now.
We'll also be looking to see who will be traveling with the president.
Seems like
we
they're
don't
getting
know.
Everything set up. And now we can see the president descending the stairs there. He is coming down. We do see his car waiting for them as well. And of course, he might be in a little bit of a rush considering he is going to that childhood friend funeral. Now, in the release that President Biden released this past weekend, he says, of course, that Thomas Bell was a great friend, a good American, and a good man. Like you can see, President Biden has gotten into the car and getting in. They should be leaving. Seems like it was a pretty quick arrival, of course, and leaving. President Biden is set to be here until, a source tells us, about 1 p.m. and then he is set to leave Scranton once again after the funeral of his childhood friend Thomas Bell.
And we saw the president, of course, come down the front stairs of Air Force One by himself. Not sure who else may be traveling with him, but as Valeria is reporting, we do believe the president is heading to that funeral mass for his childhood friend, Thomas Bell. As she mentioned, he released a statement over the weekend. Bell died after an illness on September 18th. We know that he celebrated his 51st wedding anniversary in August. He was an insurance man in Scranton. The president says they were great friends. They lived 3 blocks apart. They sat next to each other during grade school at St. Paul's. We know that Bell not only went to St. Paul's, he attended the University of Scranton as well as the Hartford Insurance School. He also served in the Army National Guard and built a life in the city of Scranton, was married, had 4 children. So, of course, he will be laid to rest today. Of course, we're still looking. We're waiting for, this is the president's motorcade. That vehicle there is, they refer to it as the Beast, that the president will be traveling in as he heads into Scranton for this funeral mass for his friend Thomas Bell. Valeria also mentioned that the last time President Biden was in Scranton was back in April. That was a campaign event. He actually spent the night, overnight, after a campaign rally at the Cultural Center. He stayed at the Radisson. The next morning, we remember he stopped by the Green Ridge section of that city for a campaign visit. Of course, this was all months before the president dropped out of the race for the White House this year. He visited Scranton Veterans Memorial Park outside Scranton High School. That was to honor his uncle, a Scranton native who was killed in World War II. Of course, we'll have much more coverage of the president's visit to Scranton today. That's going to be starting on Newswatch 16 at noon. Remember, Newswatch 16, though, is always on. You can find us at WNEP.com. WNEP Plus, that streams on Roku and Fire TV, and we are always on the free WNEP app. We hope that you have a great rest of your morning.
This has been a special report from Newswatch 16.